Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make this adorable pink flower petal wreath. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. I'm going to start by taking my 10-inch wreath frame and tracing the innermost ring, but on the, you can see which side I'm tracing onto the canvas. This is just make sure that the circle is going to be larger and not smaller than the ring, so I have something to attach it to. And I'm just going to quickly cut that out, and it cuts easily with scissors. It's just plastic. And then I'm going to attach it using zip ties, and I just have these smaller zip ties. I'm going to use a lot of zip ties in this video. You can actually use pipe cleaners if you'd like in place of the zip ties. I just thought the zip ties were easier. And I get poked sometimes with the pipe cleaners. I don't like that. Okay, so that's kind of loose, the one I have right there. And then I'll tighten it once I know that it's in the right position, if that makes sense. So I pushed it into the position and then tightened it. And then I'm just going to go directly across. And I feed it through where when I tighten it, it's going to be wrapped around that bar and not making a wrinkle in the canvas. Because if I went on the edge like I did on the other one, it would have wrinkled the middle. So I just, wherever the holes are, that's where I'm adding the zip ties. And I'm basically doing like 4 corners and then in between those. And these are all the places I added zip ties. And you can have more or less depending on how comfortable you are with the way it's holding. And then I'll just go and trim those off. So normally you would use 10-inch mesh, and most people use a wood burning tool. I'm going to use 21-inch mesh with a rotary cutter. So mine, it has lots and lots of fraying. I'm okay with that. You might not be, so you could just use a wood burning tool and 10-inch mesh. I'm okay with the frame because I kind of like the way it looks with the flower petals. I like petal wreaths with a little bit of fraying. I'm not sure why. It just gives it texture. And then I cut that in half. It's supposed to be 10 by 10, but if it's 10 by 10 and a half, it's not a huge deal. It doesn't make that big of a difference. And then I'll go through and cut the entire roll. So I end up with, I believe, over 100 squares. So it took me a while. And then I just put the square sideways, pull the 2 ends, and it naturally makes the center come together. And then I'll just gather that. And you want to turn your petals to where the pretty side's facing up. Because if you fold them together, one side's pretty, one side's not. But if you twist and fold, it makes it where there's 2 pretty sides. And I'm just going to directly attach the petal to the frame with the zip tie. I've made a video before where I zip tied each individual petal and then stuck a zip tie through that. I just cut out that step and I'm just directly attaching them to the frame. At first it kind of looks wonky and kind of messed up, but once you start bending the mesh and adding more, it all lines up and looks great. And I'll show you again. I pull the 2 edges and that creates kind of like a tunnel. I'm not sure. It just overlaps the 2 centers and you can just see where to pinch them. And then you fold them together and then you'll just attach it to the frame. You want to fill up the sections, but you don't want to overfill the sections. You can if you want, but they would get extremely poofy and it wouldn't sit as flat on the back. And when you're hanging these, you want them to be kind of flat, because if you overfill it, it's going to start poofing out the back as well as the front. And I give you how many I put in each section. And like I said before, this is a 10-inch frame. I just got the 2-pack from Dollar Tree, and this is just one of them. I'm going to show you one more time. You pull it out at the edges, grab it in the middle, you twist and fold, and then attach it to the frame. And I am pinching right there. I was able to put 7 petals in each section, and there's 3 sections. and then I'll just move on to the next on the inside. And you can see how they're lined up and they look really nice. There's not too big of a space, but it's not too smushed together to where it's overcrowded. And you can see right there the fraying. I just pull it out. If it bothers you, you can always, like I said, use a wood burning tool and 10-inch mesh or 12-inch mesh. I really wanted to make a pink wreath with Easter and Valentine's and stuff. Which a wreath like this could work for spring, summer, Easter, Valentine's Day. It could go up for a while. And I do exactly the same thing when I'm attaching it. I just wrap it around there, cut it away. So it's the same thing on the next one, but I put 5 petals per section. Then I decided to go ahead and see how much room in the middle I needed available for my center. So I just traced it onto the canvas so I can see. So the next section is a little bit different because the canvas is laying directly under it. But all you're going to do is slide the zip tie underneath the frame. So super simple. You could bend the zip tie if you want to get it to slide under. See, I'll show you here. I've bent it in half. And then it slides right under. You don't want it to poke into the canvas. I mean, you can if you want, but it's not necessary. You can just go around the wire. And I'm pulling these really tight. I don't want the mesh to pull out at all because I want it to be even. So I ended up doing 4 per section for the centermost. Now, on the actual canvas, when I'm adding the mesh to that, I did not have a number for you because I think each one's going to be different depending on what your center looks like. For mine in particular, I ended up doing 2 layers on the inside, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'll go around and do the outside. Then I add my center, and then I do the other layer. So I'm folding my my zip tie in half, and then folding the very tip of it. And this just makes it easier when I thread through to the back and push back up to the front. And I'm probably going 2 or 3 holes over, so it's not a huge gap. And then I'm just doing the same thing where I'll pull it tight. Like, you don't want to pull too tight because I have broken canvas before where when you pull it, it'll just tear right through the canvas. Luckily, this canvas was really thick. I guess it all depends on what you get. But here, I'll show you up close how I fold it. So I squeeze it in the middle, and this keeps it folded. And then I squeeze the tip. And then it's super simple to feed it through. It kind of makes like a loop. I have the whole center row done. I don't do the second row yet. So you might want to do this part first so it has time to dry. But I am using the moss sheet that you can pick up at Dollar Tree, and also one of these foam, I'm not sure what it is, like a foam round or whatever. And I'm just going to use the back of it, and I'm going to outline it with my permanent marker so I can see it and so you can see it. And I'm just going to trim it away. I thought this was really neat, a really neat idea to use moss. I saw someone else use moss, but they use like the loose moss, and I did not want to deal with that. So I found this sheet, and I thought it was perfect. I really like the fact that the foam was green, so when you can see through the little holes a little bit, all you see is the gray underneath, so it kind of went together. The really cool thing about these wreaths is you can make any center you'd like. Some people use rope. Some people even use mesh. You can braid the mesh and twirl it around. I mean, you can use pretty much anything you'd like. So after I cut the circle, I'm going to measure 2 inches in because that's how big the sides of my piece of foam are. And then I'm just going to cut that out. It's not actually quite big enough to go all the way around. So I have to cut another piece when I'm done with that one. But you just piece it together, and it all looks great when it's done. You can't actually see where it starts and ends. And I'm going to use hot glue to attach it. I decided to do the sides before I add the top. That way if I needed to trim anything off, I could. Because the foam piece is slanted, you probably can't tell from the camera, but it's the walls slant down, like the top of the, yeah, see, you can see how it's kind of slanted down. So the it doesn't wrap around perfectly. It kind of goes up or down. I tried to keep it as straight as possible, but as long as it was covering, I was happy. And then I just trim it away when I'm done. I am waiting for the hot glue to dry in between each, piece. I have to kind of hold it there for a minute. I didn't want you to have to sit there and watch me do that, but here I am. I'm just going to measure a piece of this so I can add that to the missing piece. I didn't cut it down until after I added it, but you could always measure it that way and then add it to it. I just thought it was easier to glue it first and then trim it away. And I'm just making lines of hot glue. I'm not trying to go too far to the edges though, because I don't want it to seep through. And then after I added the top, which I did the same way with just hot glue, there was a tiny gap on one part of it. So I'm taking the scraps from all of the moss and just some hot glue and sprinkling it on there. And then I took it outside and sprayed it with the Gorilla Glue. I wanted to make sure it was all going to stick together. And then I let that dry outside. I didn't have any floral picks, so I'm just using some paper clips and I'm folding them myself. They're actually too long, so I end up trimming them away. And I'm going to add hot glue to the center. This is just an insurance policy, just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. And then again, I let that dry for a little, for a minute before I add the floral picks. And I like to put my hand on the other side so that I don't accidentally push it off. That's why it's very important to trim these down, the floral picks or whatever you use, because you don't want to stab your hand on the other side. And I added all of them and then go through with hot glue and add it on the back of each one. Again, just extra insurance policy. I don't normally cover the backs of my wreaths. For this particular one, I felt it was necessary because of the floral picks and all the zip ties. I didn't want anything to accidentally poke through and scratch someone's door, and it looks nice. So I just had a piece of cardboard left over from shipping a wreath, and I just traced the other wire frame that came in the kit. And then I'm just using my, what is that? Box cutter. Sorry, I'm using my box cutter to cut it out. You can just use scissors if you want, but I find with my scissors my cardboard wants to crease, and I didn't want that to crease. So I actually went ahead and glued it on there and then realized that there were lots of gaps around the center of the flower. So that's when I go back through and do the next layer. I go ahead and feed the zip tie through before I fold my petal. This just made it easier, and I knew where to put everything, and I didn't have to have one hand holding the petal. The only thing that's a little tricky about this is pulling the zip tie all the way. I actually had to use my wire cutters to pull it tight, just because my fingers wouldn't get down there all the way. So I would suggest making sure you fill in the center completely before you add your center, but that's completely up to you. And then I'm just going to use hot glue to attach this to the back. Nothing fancy. I just put it on the back of the canvas where the center was, and then I just hold it there till it's dry. But that's it. That's how I made my flower petal wreath. I used 21-inch Deco Mesh. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can always email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thank you so much for watching, and if y'all learned anything today or liked my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.